Hello friends, I am Devinder Singh Chawla. Today once again I have come in front of you with a new video. In this video I will tell you I am always talking about Canada visa or work permit in Canada or how to get a job in Canada. In this video I will tell you how to get a job in Canada, means what steps you have to take for getting a job in Canada. So let's start the video. As I have already told you that in this video we'll discuss all the steps how to get a job in Canada. So in this step, whenever we want to get a job in any country, like in India or Canada or USA or abroad in anywhere, what thing is there? It depends upon how you approach the job market. So how to approach the job market is first step we take is we make a resume. We make an attractive resume, that is called a biodata or CV also. CV means curriculum vitae, or by different name it is called in different countries. Like in this video I'll take it as a resume. I'll mention it as a resume. So first thing is that we have to make an attractive resume. In India what happens is like we go to means like a typist or to a computer shop, and they have got different set patterns of resume. We go and get it typed in a set pattern, and that is only step we take. But if when you are going to get a job in USA, Canada or other countries like Australia, New Zealand or UK, you should tailor make your resume according to the specifications and the language of that country. So that is very, very important. So whatever I'll tell you all the things, means how to make a resume for jobs in Canada. So that you have to make it in a Canadian format. So for making a resume, first of all you make a resume according to the Canadian format. Only then you will get the required results. You will get the call for the interview. So let us see, means what are the things which are required in a Canadian format resume. So first thing is like in India we make a big resume. We more normally people make a resume for 2 pages, 3 pages, 4 pages. Some have got a resume of 5 pages also. So that is not the right thing to do in Canada for the Canada jobs. For that you should make a resume for 1 page at the most 2 pages. That's all. Not more than 2 pages. So try to make your resume in 1 page. If it is not possible, try to finish it in 2 pages maximum. So when you make the resume, you have to use some keywords in that. Keywords in that resume is like according to that country, the requirement of the job, and according to the job, according to the company where you are applying. And so you have to tailor make your resume. If you have got a resume already, please try to change it, and change it according to the terminologies and the words which are used in Canada. So even if you have got a very good resume, but if it is not tailor-made according to the requirements of the jobs in Canada, it will not work there. So you will not get the interview calls. Even if you send so many resumes, like you sometimes notice that you have sent so many resumes, you are not getting the interview calls. The main reason is that that resume has not been tailor-made according to the requirements of the jobs, and according to that is not according to the Canadian format. What happens is like when you apply for the job, actually you are not the only person who is applying for the job. So when you apply for the job, there are so many resumes, like and there may be around 100 resumes or more than 100 resumes might be received for a particular job. So what happens is like most of the resumes are received online, and after getting the resume, that is processed through ATS. ATS is application tracking system. So it's a program which selects a resume according to their requirement. Means like they have fed their particular keywords and particular keywords for the person they want to select. Like if they want to select a computer program, they will feed some particular keywords to select your resume. If your resume fulfills that parameters, and there are certain keywords in your resume, that ATS will pick it up. So ATS is the first stage which you have to cross. That is the application tracking system. It is called application tracking system. It is a program which selects your resume. Like it will reject the resume which are not according to the requirement, and will select the resume which is according to the requirement. Only after passing through ATS, the resume reaches the table of HR. So it is very important to pass this stage. So how to pass this stage? That I am going to tell you just now. So I am telling you some tips. So there are 4 tips. Please note it down. First of all, it is that you should not use any tables in your resume. So like in India, it's a normal practice to use table for describing your qualification and your experience. So this should not be done. If you want to get your resume cross this ATS step, you should make sure that there should not be any table in your resume. The table, if there is a table for describing your qualification, please remove that and put your qualification in steps. Step 1, step 2, step 3. And the same for the your experience part. Don't use a resume. Means like you can use a, like you should not use a table like with lines. Make a lines and columns in it. That should not be used. Please remove that. And the second tip is that you should not use any colorful images or any type of images or any type of signs in your resume. That should all be removed. There should not be any images in it or any decorations in it. That should not be there. Keep it simple. So it should be a plain resume. And the third tip is that font size of the resume, font size of the words that you use in the resume matters a lot. So you should use a font size not very big. Like you should use it only between 10 to 12, and you should not use any bold fonts or italics in it or any type of decorative fonts. Like there are some fonts which have got dash on it, dots on it. Please don't use that. You should use simple font like Arial and Calibri. Don't even use Times New Roman. Many people use Times New Roman, but that is a simple font. But I will suggest you to avoid that. Also, you should use only Arial and Calibri. And the next tip is that fourth tip I want to tell you is that you should not use any abbreviations in your resume. So like in India, there are different abbreviations which people understand. It is not the case that the people in Canada will understand the same abbreviations which are being used in India. So be careful in it. When you are making your resume, if you are writing that is I.E, please don't use that is. Use for example. Use that is. If you are using E.G. Please don't use this abbreviation. Please write for example. So this is the way the resume is to be made. Even in your qualification, you should not use the abbreviation like BE, BTech, BA, BCom, or MBA, or MTech, or MBBS. You should write, like if you are writing BE, you should write Bachelors of Engineering. Or if you are writing BTech, please write Bachelor of Technology. Or if you are writing BCom, please write Bachelor of Commerce. Or if you are writing MBA, write Master of Business Administration. Please use the full form. Don't use any abbreviations in it. Because in different countries, there are different abbreviations and everybody doesn't know what type of abbreviations are being used in India. So if you will put that abbreviation in your resume, they will not understand it and this can lead to the rejection of your resume. So this is my fourth tip. And the fifth tip is that you should use a Canadian phone mobile number in your resume. Suppose you are from India, you will put your Indian number, then that ATS will reject it because the first preference is being given to the people who are from Canada only. So for this reason, you should use a Canadian number. So how can you use a Canadian number? There are many like portals on internet. You can get a Canadian virtual number and that you can use in your resume safely. So that will help you in getting your resume selected for the interview. Because the ATS will give the first preference to the resume which have got Canadian number, so that they can call you easily and they can contact you. So this is a very big point to get your resume selected, is to use a Canadian number. You get one Canadian virtual number from like different websites are available in the internet, and you can get it from there and use that in your resume for getting a better result. So these are the main tips I have given you to use in your resume to get your resume selected for the Canadian job interviews. So I hope you will incorporate all these things in your resume and get better results. And the other thing is that in India we mention qualification at the first number, at the first place in our resume. That should not be done when you are applying for the job in Canada. You should change your resume and mention your experience at the first number place, so that actually what happens is the employer is not much interested in your qualification. Like in India, people look for the qualification, but in USA and Canada, the employer is not much interested in your qualification. He is more interested in your experience. He wants to know that you will be able to do the job for which you are being selected. So that is a very important point. You should make changes in your resume according to this. And the other thing is that if you if you are interested, if you want to make more changes in your resume, I'm going to tell you other things also. These are the things which I want there should be changes in the resume. But other things which you have to follow, which you have to do to get the job in Canada is which I'm going to explain you now. So you are not to use like so many words in explaining your experiences and qualification. Use only simple words, and you should use the terminology which is being used in Canada, not the Indian terminology. And you should not make your resume too detailed, or you should give examples, or you should give your rewards or awards you have won during your academic years or during your experience. So that is to be done separately. That I'll tell you how to do it. So first of all is that you should make a cover letter for that. That is, if you have made a Canadian resume in Canadian format, now you should make a cover letter. When you are applying for a job, please make a cover letter specifically for that job. That should not be a general one that you can send it to any company. No, for a particular company you should make a cover letter. In that you should explain everything about you. Whatever things which are left in resume, that can be explained in your cover letter. There you can give all the details about your qualification, about your academic achievement, about the rewards or awards you have got in your whole of the academic years, and after that whatever rewards and awards you have achieved in your professional experience, like during your jobs, during your all the years which you have spent in different companies. So that is to be covered in the cover letter. So that should be tailor made according to the job which you are applying. That should not be general, like you make one cover letter and you send it to all the companies. No, it is not like that. You should make a new cover letter for every job which you are applying. So in that you can give a detailed picture of yourself. You can show your language skills also, or whatever you have left out in resume, you can mention it in the cover letter. So like cover letter, people say that it is not mentioned in the job requirement. Even then we have to make it. Yes, even then you make a cover letter that you should attach with your resume. So that when your resume is selected, after that the HR manager can go through your cover letter. So that is very important. So covering letter, even if it is not mentioned in the job requirement, you should make it and post it with your resume. So that is a very important point. Means that shows that you are very serious in getting this job. That shows no seriousness towards the job. So that should be made, and that should be very attractively made, and that should be, you can put everything in it. Like whatever is missed in the resume, whatever you want to tell to the HR manager, you can put it in the cover letter. And don't mention everything in the resume. You can cover that part in the cover letter. So that is one plus a big point the people should follow to get a job of your dreams. So, and the other way is that like wherever you apply, like how you when you make a resume, after that how you have to get the interview. You apply on the job portals. Like suppose there are many good job portals like Indeed.ca. Then ZipRecruiter is a very good job portal. And then one more job portal is there, Workopolis. You can apply on all these job portals and get the job as you wish to have. Like you can select your jobs, like whatever according. You have to post your resume only on those jobs which are according to your experience and your qualification. So that is very, very important. Don't post your resume to all the jobs. That will show your desperation to get the job. So then the HR manager will not give much weightage to your resume. They can reject it because that shows your desperation. Don't show that you are desperate to get a job. Just post your resume only for those jobs which are according to your experience and your qualification. And after that, there is one more good website that is called LinkedIn. That is the best website if you want to get a job in Canada. You just create a LinkedIn profile, a very good professional LinkedIn profile. In that you should have all your qualifications and all your you should mention all your qualification and all your work experiences, and then you apply through LinkedIn. There is a option in LinkedIn website that is called Easy Apply. You go there and click that link, and you see what are the jobs that are available in the job market, and then you send your resume according to your requirement. So in the Easy Apply, there is one option that is very good option, that is there you can see who is the job poster. Job poster means the person who has posted this job on the LinkedIn website. So from there you can get the email ID of the job poster. Job poster can be HR manager or a employment agency or the company itself. So there you can get the email ID of the job poster, whosoever as the concerned person who has posted this job on the website. And from that, on that email ID, you can post your resume directly to that concerned person. The benefit of posting that your resume on that on the email of the job poster is that he will get your resume directly, and it will go directly into his inbox, in his personal inbox, and he will be able to reach you directly. So that will make your things easier. Like if you will apply on LinkedIn, it will take time because that will be in a queue. So like if 100 people have applied on the LinkedIn and or on other websites, so that will put your application in the queue. That will take time for the HR manager to reach to your application and then reply to you. But if you will apply directly into his or her email ID, he or she will look directly to in your resume, and if he or she finds it very proper for their job requirement, they will call you. So this is a very good idea. Very few people follow this track. So if you have got the email ID of the job poster, you directly apply on it. That shows your confidence. So the HR manager will be convinced by your qualifications and your confidence. He will try to call you. He will call you. Definitely he will call you if he finds you suitable for the job which they have posted. So that is a very good strategy to get your dream job in Canada or USA or in any country. Any country you can. This strategy applies in every country. That is not only if you say that it is possible in Canada. It is possible in all the countries like USA, Canada, Australia, New Zealand, even in India. So that is the method. This is one of the good method you follow to get your job. So after that, basically what happens is the first step towards job is your interview. So you should try to get as many interviews as possible. So you should post your resume to as many portals, as many jobs you can do, so that you get more and more interviews, and that only after interview you will be selected for the job. So whatever is there means like now if you get an interview, suppose the next step is when you have posted your resumes to different websites and now you get an interview. So how to appear for the interview? What are the things you should prepare for the interview? First thing is that you should be positive in your mind that you will get the interview, and you should start preparing for the interview after posting your resume. When you have already posted your resume, after that the next step is you start preparing for your interview. For the interview you should always wear formal dress up, formal clothes. Don't wear informal or casual clothes. Always wear if possible, wear a white shirt or a light colored shirt and a dark pant. And you should wear a tie also, and you should wear black shoes only whenever you go for the interview. So some people say that I am not going to go personally to the office for the interview. Okay, I agree with you. You will be interviewed on Skype, on telephone, maybe on WhatsApp also or other media. But you should always be formally dressed up, even if you are appearing for the interview on the Skype or telephone, even if you are being interviewed telephonically. So that is very, very important. That gives a very good impression to the employer. And after that, it is not necessary that you should buy new clothes for the interview. Even your old clothes will go, but they should be presentable, they should be neat and clean, and they should be ironed properly. That is the things to be taken care of. You should be comfortable in your whatever dress you are wearing, and you should appear confident in that dress while appearing for the interview. And another important tip regarding the interview is whenever you get the interview, please reach there 15 minutes before the interview time. Even if you are to appear for a Skype interview, you should be ready at least 15 minutes before the interview, so that you are not in a hurry or you don't get nervous. If you will do everything in a hurry, you will get nervous and your interview will be spoiled, and you will not be able to get the desired result or selection in the job. So always try to be prepared at least 15 minutes before the interview time. And when you get the interview, then other tip is you try to get all the information about the company for which you are being interviewed. Like you should know about their products, about their sales, why people like this product and why they have got good sales, and what are the pros and cons of that product. And you should go through their honest reviews, and if you know about that product, then you will be knowing about the plus points and the negative points of the product if you are already using it. So if you are not having any knowledge about that product, please visit various websites and try to know about that project, its benefits and its drawbacks. So you should have a complete knowledge of the product which are being produced by the company or the services which they are providing. That will help you in facing the interview boldly and with confidence. And another thing is when you come to know who is the job poster and you come to know that who is going to interview you. Sometimes it happens you don't know who is going to interview you. Sometimes you come to know about the person who is going to interview you. So in case you come to know about the person who is interviewing you, you should try to get some knowledge about that person also. You should know sometimes that person, the person who is going to interview is a very popular personality and he has got a website. He or she might be having a website. He or she might be present on the YouTube. He or she might be a author of a book, or he or she might be giving lectures which are already available in the public domain. So you go and visit their website, you visit their YouTube channel, and you see their YouTube channel and try to know more about the person who is going to interview you. So in that, by doing this, you will come to know about the personality of the person who is interviewing you, and then you will be able to interact with him or her in a very better way. So you will be more confident to answer their question. So and when you will come to know about them, about their personality, then you can easily prepare for the interview, and then you will be more comfortable in facing the interview. So these are some of the tips which I have given you to make your interviews better. And the other thing is that don't be afraid actually. Don't be nervous. Okay, some nervousness is always there, but don't be very fearful or be very afraid of facing the interview, because that is the thing you have to face it. Come one way or the other, wherever you will go, you will have to face the interview. That you should understand this thing. And in the interview, never make false claims. Don't make false promises, or don't brag about your personality or brag about your achievements. Be humble and be polite with the interviewer. Always be polite, even if the interviewer is a bit rude or he or she is not taking not giving you much importance, please don't be angry with that, because it sometimes it is just style to check your confidence and your uh, behavior. So don't be angry, be polite, and don't argue with your interviewer. Only give the answer whichever question they have asked. Don't means over answer. Over answer means don't give more answers to the one question. If one question is there, you give one answer, and only the required information should be given, not more than that. And don't make false promises, and don't change your accent. Be natural. Be natural. Means like you should use the accent which you are in, which you are comfortable in. Don't try to change your accent to show that you are very confident. You should show that you are confident, but you should not show that you are overconfident. Because overconfidence always create problems. So, and the other thing is you should speak slowly. Slowly means slowly doesn't mean in low voice. You should be audible to the interviewer, but you should speak slowly means in a slow pace, not very fast. Means if you will say the words very fast, then the interviewer will not be able to understand you. And if you will means like say your things in a slow manner, in a slow pace, the interviewer will be able to understand you, and you will get the get a positive result. You have got a very large chance of being selected. So please, these are the points which I want to clarify to you, which I want that you should take care while applying for the jobs in Canada. So, and other thing is that whatever certifications you have got, like you, after getting your degree and your qualification, like after that, some people take like enroll in many certificate courses. About that also you can mention in your resume. Like some certificate courses are for a particular, you should mention only those certificate courses which are in, which are means like which are suitable for your job for which you are applying. If you have got a certification course in some other stream, other field, you should not mention that. You should mention only those certificate courses which are relevant to the job you are applying. If you have got a certificate course in accounts and you are applying for a job in IT company, you should mention only those certificate courses which are for your IT part, not for the accounts part. Or for if you have taken a certificate course in some dance or some art stream, you should not mention that certificate course in your resume while applying for that job if you are applying for an IT job. So these are all the things which means like I want to. There are many things. These are the main things which you should take care of. And the other thing is that you should not mention the languages, all the languages which you know, because in Canada only English and the next language is French, which is required. If you know these two languages, please mention those. If you will mention Hindi, Punjabi, Telugu, Tamil or Malayalam, that is not required. That will not give a good impression to the employer. You should mention only English and French, because they are the main languages which are required in Canada. And if you know English, mention English only. If you know French, then mention French also. So that these languages are only to be mentioned if the job specifically specifies that you require this language. Only then you mention it. Otherwise, please don't mention it. And about the certification course, if you have got certificates or a diploma or any type of qualification which is relevant to the job you are applying, you should mention it. Otherwise, don't mention it. Even if you have got so many if you have attended so many certificate courses, because please don't mention it if they are not relevant to the job you are applying. And so these are the main points I have mentioned for you to get the job in Canada or in any other country like USA, Australia, New Zealand. These are the main things which you can use for getting your dream job. And I'm 100% sure that if you will follow these steps, you will get interview calls very soon if after applying for those jobs. And be positive and and try to tailor make your resume according to the job, according to the country where you are applying, and you will 100% get the result. You will 100% get the success. That is my opinion. And I hope that you must have liked my video and you must have got the answer to most of your questions. And if you have liked my video, please press the like button and share this video with your friends, relatives and family members. And please subscribe to my channel and press the bell icon so you can get the notification whenever I post new videos regarding Canada visa and other visas to other countries. I'll be making many videos soon for different countries also, for Canada also. So you will be getting the notification if you have pressed the bell icon. And if you have got any other question, like if you want to clarify something, you can call me on my mobile number which I have given in the description below. And one more offer which I give in every video is that if you want to get the visa file for Canada made free of cost, I will not charge any fees for making your file for Canada visa. If you want that, you can call me on my mobile number given below in the description, and you can fix an appointment with me and come to my office, and you get and I'll make your file for Canada visa free of cost. And the one more thing is that I have written a book for you. This is the book I have written for your use. It is for the, if you want to apply for Canada visa without the help of any agent or consultant, you can buy this book. In this book, I have given you all the details about the various forms which you have to fill up to prepare your file, and all the documents, the samples of all the documents are given in it. If you like, even what type, means how to make the cover letter, how to make the itinerary, every type of, means how to get, means what type of CS statement should be there. The draft of every document is given in this book, and you have to just go through this book and make your file by yourself. You need not go anywhere. You need not call anyone. You need not spend a single penny. Only thing is that you have to just follow all the steps which is given in the book, and you will be able to prepare your file by yourself. So the cost of this book is 450 rupees only, which you can send through Paytm or money order. After getting your payment, the book will be sent to your address by registered parcel or courier. Okay, bye. That's for the video today. Thank you.